Good evening. It's January 8th, 2017, and I'm on location at the Tru-Strength Performance Center, aka CrossFit Massillon. It's 1701 Lincoln Way East. I'm here with Tom Roehlig, the owner-operator, and we're going to do a show on what he offers here as far as personal training, specialties, CrossFit, wrestling. Tom pretty much covers the spectrum here as far as fitness, nutrition goals. Welcome, Tom, to the show.
Thank you.
Let's start with a little bit of history as far as how you got started in nutrition and sports training.
Well, started back 2005, pretty much opened up our own brick and mortar business there. We're primarily working with youth athletes, and it led into working with adults for the most part. So helping some youth athletes in terms of wrestling, help with their weight, get their weight loss down, to be an optimum weight class there for the sport. It eventually led into working with parents,
right,
where parents would, simply ask, if you help Thomas lose 12 pounds in a week, could you help me lose 12 pounds in a week? That sort of thing. So the nutrition side on the fitness side just kind of eventually led into working with adults as well as student athletes.
Absolutely. So then there's nothing that's one-dimensional about your business here. It doesn't have a specific age range or.
Correct. Yeah, we're blessed to have the opportunity to work with clients from youth athletes to 65 years old, 66 years old. Everybody's in here for different reasons. Some for sports, some for health and fitness, some for competitions and things of that nature. So there's a lot of different ways to get in shape, and it is what it is when it comes to that. We try to have more of a hands-on experience there with our clients versus just kind of having an open gym type mentality, open gym format for the most part. Everybody's kind of led from point A to point B, based on their goals.
Gotcha. So as far as the CrossFit goes, is there a certain schedule that you follow here as far as mornings, evenings?
That's a great question. CrossFit takes up the majority of our weekly classes, in terms of what we provide. We have classes in the morning, starting at 5:30 in the morning. We have some private type training in the mid-morning, and then we're at our busiest when the majority of the community is getting off work. As far as day people, 4:30, 5:30, 6:30 is when we have class times that kind of coexist with other training programs as well. But at the same token, everything's scheduled.
Right.
Everything's scheduled.
So then, as far as your CrossFitters go, do you incorporate the nutrition side of it along with where they're at?
Yeah, the education coincides with what we're doing. If anything, regardless of what you're trying to do, if it's change the way you look, change the way you feel, it's going to come down to, that's what we want. We want, to change the way people feel about themselves.
Sure.
More confidence, gives them a little bit more, securities for the most part, as well as just being dependent. That being said, nutrition's got to be a big part of it, as far as that goes. Not to step on my own 2 feet for the most part. I'm not a nutritionist or a dietitian, so I can't legally give out specific meal plans and things of that nature with somebody that may be diabetic or have thyroid type issues, things like that. But we can certainly recommend, meats and vegetables, nuts and seeds, a little bit of fruit, no starches, no added sugars, a little bit of starch, no added sugars, that sort of thing. Not necessarily following a specific plan like the zone diet or paleo. There's we want to teach our clients how to basically lose weight without counting calories, without having to not necessarily lose weight, but just get an optimum body fat percentage.
Sure.
Some people think they need to lose 40 pounds when 20 pounds is really good. They're going to feel great after 20 pounds. It's just a matter of shifting some weight around, maybe replacing some body fat with muscle and, give your body a little bit better shape for the most part. But at the end of the day, we want to find out, you have that weight to even lose. You know,
Sure.
they can, to lose 50 pounds, you have to have 50 pounds to lose.
Sure.
And not be,
You can't lose
around.
something you don't have.
Right. So a lot of people have an overestimated value of what they think they need to lose in terms of, how they were in high school, things like that. So it's more of an education base as well. But at the end of the day, you're talking about these little gadgets. I mean, more people know how these work than they know how their bodies work.
Sure.
So, as soon as you figure that out, there's an unlimited potential in terms of what you can do with your lean body mass and just overall physical well-being.
Gotcha. So as far as CrossFit, the competition side of it, do you have people here that are actively competing?
Oh yeah, we have a surprising number as far as that goes. I'd have never guessed, the amount of people that we do have that seek that's exactly what some people actually signed up here for.
Absolutely.
Was to participate with having, like-minded individuals, help push them a little bit and hit some numbers at, different benchmarks and things of that nature to where, it's motivating and inspiring. It gives you, a good reason for that. But yeah, we have, we're blessed to have the fittest teen in Stark County, based on last year's statistics. The fittest 45 to 49-year-old, which I currently hold that title, and the fittest 55 to 56-year-old female in Stark County, which Susie, she's been with us for 5 years, and it's just been an honor to have her in here as far as having that sort of inspiration.
Sure.
90% of the 30-years that are in here trying to hang with Susie, who's 56. So, it is what it is when it comes to that sort of environment that people don't even know is around here.
So as far as CrossFit goes, you have 3 of the fittest people in Stark County that work out in your facility.
Yes, that's based on statistics from last year's 2016 CrossFit Open, which is, we talked about before, wanting your son in here, wanting that whole scenario. I mean, we get, as far as things that he's done with us in the past, I mean, he's good at this kind of stuff. But that being said, yeah, we, with that, it's CrossFit Opens. We're going to do some different things in regards to that as well down the road. But it's a 5-week competition. Anybody can sign up for it. It's an ultimate filter system to seek out the fittest person on the planet, male, female, teen.
Sure.
Master athlete, 40 years and older, up to 60 years plus. It is what it is with that. It's set up in regions. We're in the Central East region, being in Ohio, competing with 100,000+ other athletes, but it goes across worldwide. But you can filter it down to the fittest in Ohio, fittest in our region, fittest in Stark County.
Right.
Obviously, the fittest in any city would be, it's not going to be very hard to figure out as well. But it is what it is with that. It could be filtered to, we had the 3rd fittest law enforcement officer in here as well, in Stark County as far as that goes. So, it is what it is with that, but it's a lot of fun. It gives people obviously other reasons to do what they're doing.
Right.
Try to get their mind off of what they think they want versus what they actually need.
Sure.
In terms of just overall self-being and just being confident and maybe do some things you never thought were at one time possible. And heck, that's what would keep me coming back.
Sure, absolutely. This time of year, things are moving as far as moving on to a different sport. Wrestling goes. You have February and March coming up quickly. In the wrestling side of the house, do you have any camps or leg attack, tough on top, that type of thing?
We usually do some things here at the end of the month, starting off on Sundays there, where we're going to, help with some state preparation for some local athletes here in town, as well as abroad, different little spectrums there in terms of where guys come in from. But outside of that, yeah, it's a very busy time of the year with the Open starting the end of February, postseason wrestling tournament starting at the end of February there, middle of February. And yeah, it's definitely a busy time as far as that goes, but it's a lot of fun as far as that goes, helping see where kids end up.
And anybody in particular looking good this year as far as?
We got, in the older kids bracket, the high school kids, we got a youngster that's been around for well over 7, 8, 9 years, Nick Koussis. He's from up northern Ohio there. He's he's looking to get it done this year. He's been to state finals for the last 3 years as a freshman, sophomore, junior. He's taken second in the state, Division I for Brunswick there. And
Nick seems to have the magic.
He's had it since he's, rolling with your boys. So it is what
Right.
it is with that. I mean, he's very noticeable in terms of his talent and driven, personality, supportive parents. Driving the guy all the way down here from Brunswick a couple times a week. I mean, it's been obviously awesome to have him in the room here with us. But that being said, nice to see him get a couple state titles.
Sure,
before now.
sure it would.
Wait until your senior year, but sometimes, hey, as long as you have 1 year left, it gives you hope
And the opportunity.
Yeah, and an opportunity. So, this is going to get much more glorified in different scenarios than high school sports. But, outside of that, that's you got family, friends, everybody that come and watch in high school. College is not usually the same atmosphere in terms of, who's watching.
Sure, sure.
Outside of maybe ESPN at this point, goes from ESPN to, local coverage here in the States, but in Ohio. But, hoping he gets it done. He doesn't need any luck. He just needs to get out there and wrestle
And do his
some
thing.
good things, yeah.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I want to thank you for being on the show tonight. Can't speak. A lot of coffee today. Down the road, we're going to be doing an episode specifically on CrossFit and some of the competition side of it. And obviously, come March, we're probably going to do an individual show on the wrestling side of it and some of the studs and maybe some of the unforeseen Cinderella stories of wrestling. And Tom, I want to thank you for having you on.
Oh, my pleasure, John.
And we'll see you guys next time. Had a little bit of technical difficulty getting this live, but it will be on the O'Malley channel. I'll post links down below. And as always, stay sharp, keep a tight shot group, and rock on.